Go.
Hi YouTube user. I'm coming to you this afternoon. My name is Dr. Di. I am a chef and I'm going to prepare for you one, I hope, of many meals. As I was thinking about what I was going to prepare today, I tried to pick something that was fairly simple that I know that a lot of people would enjoy, but it was relatively simple. So what I'm going to prepare for you today is a meal of fried catfish and French fries. Now, when you're preparing your potatoes, I've already prepared potatoes, but I did leave one out so that you can see exactly what needs to happen. These are just plain potatoes. Just take them and peel it all the way. Finish peeling it like I'm going to do now. Finish peeling this potato for as many as your family would like to have. Now, I would recommend and I would suggest to you, if you're not comfortable with using a potato peeler or even a knife. Now, I must remind you, I've been doing this for 40 years, so it's relatively simple for me, but I would recommend, now some people can't take a paring knife such as this and do what I'm getting ready to do right now without cutting themselves. You see how I did that? So if you can't do that, hold your potatoes steady and do like that and make slices like that. Whichever is easiest for you, and then you can slice them up like so, if that's easier. For me, this is easier. You accomplish the same thing, but this is just easier for me. And you cut your potatoes all the way till you have them as thick or as thin as you would like them to have. And of course, you're going to proceed to slice them long ways. Now, if you like the skin on your potato, then don't peel them, just wash them first. My family doesn't like the skin on there, so that's why I don't do it. But whatever is most convenient or comfortable for you and your family, and you end up with potatoes like this and like this. And then, of course, wash them. But after you've washed your potatoes, make sure that you take a towel and you dry them. Never put wet potatoes or wet anything in hot oil, because we all know what oil and water does, right? Right. Okay. So after you've done that, always remember, we want to keep everything fresh and clean. Wash your hands after dealing with potatoes, because the skins may have been not so clean and we don't know if they were or not. Alrighty then. So now your potatoes are ready. We're going to set them aside for just a moment while I proceed to prepare the fish for you. In this bowl, I have 3 eggs. It's nothing but 3 eggs. And I'm going to add just a tiny bit of water to make an egg wash, just a little bit. Maybe 2 tablespoons full for those of you that don't know. And I'm just going to beat them up really well. Just beat these eggs up. Nothing special. Nothing special. Just beat them up. I'm going to use this as an egg wash to put the fish fillets in before I fry them.
Have no spill there, Ma.
That's fine. Now I have oil that's heating over on the stove in front of me, so I'm going to check that because I don't want my oil to become too hot.
How hot should they have the fire, Mother?
Well, you can get between, on a regular stove, this is a gas range, and it really doesn't have knobs on there where it says 350 or 375, but if you have a cooking thermometer, generally about 350 to 400 degrees.
Or show them how big the flame is, so you can tell somebody has a low flame or a high flame.
That's a medium flame. That's a medium flame. A medium flame for right now. The potatoes, I just wanted to get the oil hot, but I've turned it down to low because I'm not ready to use it quite yet. So if by chance your oil does get too hot and it starts to smoke, turn it down and add more oil to it. Some more oil will cool it down. So a lot of times people don't know what to do, but be careful that your oil does not get too hot. Okay, so now these potatoes, I'm going to set them aside because the potatoes are ready as far as being cut. I just have to set them over here. There's a couple I hadn't cut yet. Okay, now on this cutting board, you saw me use that, so if you don't have another cutting board, you could either rinse this one off, or you can do like this, you can turn it over. I suggest you flip it over to the other side and keep it clean for sanitary reasons. Now, these are 2 fillets, 2 just regular catfish fillets. I'm going to just cut them up so that there's more of them, because these are some very large pieces and we don't want fish that large. So I'm just going to set this aside for just a moment back on the gas, and I'm just going to cut it up so I can have more. Make sure you have a sharp knife and just cut them into pieces like so. Like so. Okay, and you do the other one the same way. Now I have a dredging bowl here, but before I dredge them, I put them in this egg mixture that I made, which is just egg and water.
Well, you're being technical, Mother, so what does dredging mean?
Dredging means to just dip it in whatever mixture you've decided to put it in. In this case, it's going to be cornmeal. In this case, what I have for my dredge, I have a little black pepper, some garlic salt, paprika, and some regular salt, and yellow cornmeal. Again, I'm going to wash my hands. Remember, that's one of the
I'm
most
going to show the bottles. So you have garlic salt, black pepper,
paprika,
and
some salt.
Some regular salt.
Right. For this part, I'm going to put on my gloves because number one, I don't want that all over my hands. It's hard to get off. And number two, I'm dealing with raw seafood. Anytime you deal with raw seafood or with poultry, I would recommend or suggest that you wear gloves. If you don't have any, make sure you wash your hands every time you've used it, and if use a clean utensil after each application, especially with poultry, because you don't want to get botulism and you don't want anyone to get sick. And so we're going to avoid that today by wearing the gloves. Okay, this is a simple step I'm getting ready to do right now. Again, this is just dredge. This is the spices that I just told you. Some cornmeal, some garlic salt, some ground black pepper, paprika, and regular salt. All right, now I'm going to dredge the fish into this egg wash mixture, and then I'm going to put it in the dredging. Like so. And like so. And then if my camera person will follow me over to the stove, I'm going to get some tongs. I think I have some tongs over here.
I'll get them.
I'll get some tongs.
Because now I got to put that spatula with me.
Okay, fine.
I believe the tongs might be in.
They're in the sink. I have them.
Okay.
Can you wash them for me? No, you can't wash them. Let me wash them. Let me wash them.
Well, I'll
I'm gonna need
go into the dredging mixture here, as it were.
Oh,
and look.
I thought they were already. Okay. So I have my tongs ready, and I have my oil ready, and my oil is very hot because I can hear it. So I'm back to this fish that I've dredged in mixture. Be careful not to overfill your skillet.
The camera person's going to step back.
So as you can see, the grease is the oil is very, very hot. This is not olive oil. This is just regular vegetable oil. You can use whatever kind of vegetable oil you like. This is the kind that I chose to use. Okay. You notice I'm not overfilling the skillet because I want it to have room to fry. Now I can put a couple of more pieces in there. Let me dredge a couple of more. Not too many. Dredge a couple of more. I think I can put maybe 2 more in there. I invite you that if you like what you see to subscribe to my channel. Leave your comments below.
Like, rate, and subscribe, people. Like, rate, and subscribe. You know the drill. You know the drill.
So while that's doing that, I'm going to start these potatoes. I believe that the oil maybe, let's see. Always put one in just to see. Oh, yes, it's hot. But here's a recommendation that I always do, and I can suggest it to you. Anytime you're adding food to hot oil, I would suggest that you do this. I cut the oil, it's already hot, but I've turned it down to low as it would go. And then I add whatever food product that I'm cooking to the skillet, piling it on top of each other. Not spreading it out, but putting it on top of each other. And as I put it on top of each other, as I put it in the skillet, once I have as much in there as I think that I can fit, then what I will do is I will Follow me, camera person. Take my spatula. Then I will spread
Can the
it
camera
out.
person have a name? You know they do.
All right, y'all say hello to my daughter Angela. Thank you. Then you turn your fire back up. That prevents a flame if there were to be one. Because now all
Because nobody wants to be on fire like Michael Jackson in a Pepsi commercial.
Yeah. Well,
Recipe.
thank you, Angela. My daughter, she's my camera person.
I'm her comic relief.
So over here I have prepared my dish to receive the fish. Once it's prepared, I turn the heat back up to high on the fries.
Is it still on medium on the fish or is it on high on the fish?
It's on medium high now.
Okay.
Okay, and I go into the fish and I'm checking it and making sure that it's completely cooked on both sides where it's a golden brown. Camera person, can you get in this skillet and let them see what this fish is looking
Yeah, so the
like?
camera person has to be careful. Camera person,
Angela, look at this fish now.
the camera person is 9 months pregnant, don't want grease popping on her stomach, but I am going to eat this because even though I just had some nuggets, I'm hungry again.
So as you can see, and I want her to get right in the skillet.
I don't want grease to pop. I can't because I can't tell how close I am to the skillet because I'm
You
looking
can
at the
see
tablet.
that the fish is cooking very, very nicely.
Closer.
It's golden brown, not quite ready yet. But once it's ready, and in the meantime, our potatoes are cooking on the other side, so that our meal will be ready at the same time.
Question for the non-cooks out there: how do you know that it's not ready yet?
Because, well, number one, 40 years of experience.
But I'm saying for someone who doesn't know how to cook, like to me, it looks brown, so it would done. I would
But it's
probably
not
try to
done.
take it out.
It's not quite done yet. It's not quite brown enough.
Okay, so
But
you want browner.
I want it browner. I want it browner. And you want it crispy too. You want the fish to be crispy. You don't want it to be soggy, and you don't want it to be anything but golden brown. Now, depending upon, move back a little bit, camera person. Depending upon your stove, it may take longer for your dish to cook than mine. Now, some stoves have higher wattages than others, so this stove I'm using is a Maytag, and I've been cooking on it for years. But one thing you don't want to do, even though you want your fish to be crispy, you don't want it to be hard. Sometimes people have the tendency to overcook your fish.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not going to overcook. Now this piece is ready to come out. The smaller piece,
Okay.
as you can see.
Let me get-
Y'all look, just look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Okay.
Isn't that beautiful? That's some beautiful fish. This is
Okay,
catfish.
so this is done.
But you can use tilapia. You can use whiting over here. You can use whiting. You can use what other kind of fish? Well, I guess it depends on what you like. I wouldn't recommend doing this with salmon or anything like that, but especially freshwater fish like bluegills and crappies and that type of fish. Now this fish looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm hoping that you will try all of these things that I'm going to be making for you. And if you have a suggestion of something that you would like for me to make, by all means, put it in the comment section and I will try my best to make that for you at a later date. I have some more fish to go in here right now. This fish is just absolutely lovely. That's a thicker piece. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir the potatoes. As you can see, they're cooking up very, very nicely. If you crowd the skillet on the potatoes, it takes longer. Sometimes people will cook them ahead of time if they're going to have them for a meal and then just let them sit until time for them to really be cooked, and then they drop them right before they serve them. But for the sake of this video, I wanted you to see from conception to actual doing it. So by the time all of the fish is ready, the fries will be ready. Now, I also made coleslaw to go with this fish. Now, it's not showing that now, but I'm going to tell you while I'm dredging the rest of this fish, which is only one piece left. It's only one piece left. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to tell you how I made coleslaw. For those of you that like coleslaw to go with your fish, such as I do. Okay, now I'm going to discard the dredge and the rest of this as soon as I'm finished. Oh no, I'm sorry. I do have a couple of more pieces. They were over on the cutting board. I didn't see them. Okay, I got 2 more pieces. Alrighty then. Okay, well I guess we will have a good meal tonight. I want to give a shout out to some of my followers. Mrs. Lila Kemp. I want to give a shout out to her. I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Pamela Granberry, who's also one of my followers. Hello, Pamela. Hello, Lila. And to my daughter, Adrienne, in Michigan. All the way in Michigan. And I believe Pamela's in Michigan, too. All righty. For those of you that will be following me, and I hope many of you will, I would appreciate you just stopping by, even if you just say hello. Okay, we're all washed up again. But while that's cooking, I want to tell you, when you're making coleslaw, get you a small head of cabbage like this. This head of cabbage, I've already made some just for the sake of you knowing that. But I want you to chop it up very, very, very finely. Chop up the cabbage as if you were making, now most of you have made coleslaw before, so I know you know how fine it has to be chopped. But if you don't want to chop it and you don't feel like chopping, you can go to the store and buy cabbage that's already chopped up. It's coleslaw mix. There's nothing in it. It's only cabbage and a carrot. That's it. That's all when you buy it. So now what you're going to put in that, once you get that, you're going to add 1/3 of a cup of buttermilk, 1/3 of a cup of regular milk, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, and about 2 large tablespoons of mayonnaise. Okay?
Well, this is definitely informative because I never knew milk went in coleslaw. I would have never guessed that.
That's what you're going to put in the coleslaw.
I'm learning
After you
stuff
put that
too.
in the coleslaw, you're going to mix all that up together and then put salt and pepper in it to your taste. Don't add that to the end. Okay? So I'm going to show you what, if you go to the store to buy the cabbage already cut up. This is what it will look like. It's already cut up. It's just coleslaw. There's
I'm
nothing
turn it kind of like towards me.
It's nothing but shredded cabbage and carrots.
Okay.
That's all that's in it. You're going to add the things that I just said. If you don't remember, go back and listen to the video again. Milk, buttermilk, sugar, lemon juice, salt and pepper. I believe my fries already come out. And mayonnaise. And mayonnaise. And after you've done that, put it in the refrigerator. Make that ahead of time. Now I'm going to show you what that looks like because I've already made some. And I have it here in the fridge. Just a moment. As soon as I get these fries out.
Now, question for people who don't cook. Do you need to put it in the microwave for the milk to do something?
No,
or
you don't microwave anything.
Not microwave, I meant put it in the refrigerator.
You put it in the
for
refrigerator.
the milk, like it can, if you just make it and the milk's in it, will it be fine, or do you need to put it in the refrigerator?
The reason you're putting it in the refrigerator is so that all of the seasonings would meld together. Okay? Now put salt on the fries. That's what you're saying you're doing. Now I'm going to check these last 3 pieces of fish over here. And we're just about done. We're just about done. I have 3 pieces of fish left. They're just about done. And this is what your coleslaw will look like after it's been sitting in the fridge. Can you see it?
Wait, put it down some more. I can't.
I'm going to put the line.
Okay, it's not in the.
Okay, can you see that?
No, I can't. No, down. No, you had it up better
Okay,
angle.
let me put this on my camera first.
Yeah,
Can
okay.
you see it?
Yeah, that's better.
That's what your coleslaw should look like once you're done. Okay? Okay. And I'm going to taste it for you because mine has been sitting in the refrigerator. And I can tell you, the kernel don't have nothing on this. Absolutely delicious. Last 3 pieces of fish is coming out. All right.
Oh, you got it under 20 minutes. Call it 20-minute meals with Mama.
Now, I want to invite you. I have a cookbook that I've written. And the name of my cookbook is, don't forget to cut off the fire now. The name of my cookbook is How to Cook Like Mama. The reason I named that How to Cook Like Mama was because when my girls were young and they first moved away, they used to always call home and say, Mama, how do you cook this? And, Mama, how do you cook that? So I wrote a cookbook entitled How to Cook Like Mama so that when I'm no longer here, they will be able to cook all the things that I cook just like Mama. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. Here's our coleslaw. Here's our catfish. Here's our fries. And I just know I'm going to take a taste. Absolutely. And all you need now is, and I got to show y'all this because anybody that eats fish, you can't eat fish without this.
Frank's red hot sauce.
You gotta have some hot sauce or some Tabasco.
And some bread.
Because if you don't have that, and some bread. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Please stop by again. Again, my name is Chef Diane Walker. I am your chef that cooks just like Mama. Bye.